diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. No, see, didn't change it. Did not change it again. Edit post. Fucking bullshit. Oh no. That. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second here, because that's not my life. That's my podcast. There it is, and it did do it right. Okay. There we go. That's all the sharing I'm doing there. Good. Nobody's here yet. That's a good thing, actually, because I need to eat. And I don't like to talk and eat at the same time, but it is what it is, what it is. Well, hi, Sawyer. So those of you who don't know, Sawyer's my cat. One of my many cats. More stuff happening, man. It's all good. It's all good stuff. We're going to be in the big book, page 124. I need to upgrade my equipment. This is a little too much. If this was professional at all, I'd be pissed. My camera kept going like that. I used to use it. I've got another camera. It's actually, I think, a little bit better than this one, but it's just, it's, you know, hefty, and it's more of a video camera than anything else, right? So I have this camera also. Not surprised. Oh, it does have battery. Battery room. Ugh. All right. Let's do some introductions. Welcome, Daily Trudge. I'm Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. See, there goes the camera again. All right. Switch that over to chat. It's because of my background stuff. But it's supposed to be able to handle that. And then the lighting. Because watch. I'll get real bright. And then I get dark. See? So, yeah. And it shouldn't be doing that. It should be consistent. And it has to do with my lighting. Let's put out a new podcast. 1 second. All right. Swallow wrong. Yep. Page 124. All right. And I am using daily reflection, but I'm on January 28th. All right. Let's get to it. And yes, it'll be on topic. It is possible. Oh, I'm going to go back. And this is in the family afterward. The painful past may have been infinite value to other families still struggling with their problem. We think each family that has been relieved owes something to those who have not. And when the occasion requires, each member of it should be only too willing to bring former mistakes, no matter how grievous, out of their hiding place. Showing others who suffer how we were given help is the very thing which makes life seem so worthwhile to us now. Cling to the thought that in God's hands, the dark past is the greatest possession you have, the key to life and happiness for others. With it, you can avert death and misery for them. I think that's a pretty big deal. How many other people have the power to avert death for other people? Is alcoholism considered an addiction? And yeah, but it's not. It's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. It's a mental illness. Right. Is that a form of addiction? Yeah, we're born with this, and it makes it very, very different. Okay. Now, what are they saying here? Well, you've been given something freely, and it's your turn to pay it forward. That's what it is. If I'm going to put it in today's language, it means you're paying it forward. Yeah. There it goes again. It's the book. It's because my book is sitting there. There. See, watch. It'll happen again. Nobody's here, so I'm fucking around. Yeah, the light changed a little bit. It's the book. Just because it's right there. Oh, right. Now, in order to do that, how are you going to use your past if you have not settled it yet? Yeah. You got to settle them debts, man. Right? Because I'm walking around, I see a lot of two-stepping going on. And I don't mean the country dance. No, I don't mean the country dance. You two-stepping. What does that mean? That means that they're utilizing the first and the 12th step, and that's all they do. Okay. Yeah. See a lot of people coming back into the program that suddenly think that they know everything again. No, you don't. It's time to learn again. I know. I went through this. Okay. I tell you, it's hard to come back if you have some time under your. It's a different hell. I can't even describe it. But it's horrible. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. I didn't even know you were up there. Hey. Bye. It is possible to dig up past misdeeds so they become a blight, a veritable plague. For example, we know of situations in which an alcoholic or his wife had a love affair. I'm not going to do that. That was the point I was trying to get to on that, right? So, what a gift it is for me to realize that all those seemingly useless years were not wasted. There's a song I listen to quite often called Wasted Time by the Eagles. And that's what it kind of talks about. And, if we can settle our past, then what happens is then it becomes the most valuable thing that we actually have. It is my past that helps others. Right? But I can't transmit something I do not have. And therefore, I must become recovered first before I can start to pass on anything, really. Uh-huh. Right? It's like, when I hear people that are non professional called people that they help clients, just, and then they don't have sponsees either. Hey, now I'm going to be helping people get into recovery coaching, but there's requirements 1 to 2 years, and you had to have completed some program. Doesn't have to be AA, but I'll know just by the way you speak to me. I'll say certain things, do certain things. Hi, Amber. I'm glad somebody showed up. It's the Dion and Amber show. Oh. All right. So yeah, all those years were not wasted. Mm-mm. The most degrading and humiliating experiences turn out to be the most powerful tools in helping others to recover. I can reach out with a loving and compassionate hand and know that the grace of God is available to me. All right. So when we freely receive, what happens? Well, the third step promises come true. So you needed guidance. What's up?
Are you hungry?
Not anymore.
Of course. I just made some orange chicken and rice, so that's what
Oh, no, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. It smells good, but yeah. Thank you. Love you. Wow. They don't ask me that. And, well, she does every now and again, but wow, progress. That was progress. Number one, I'm live, right? And she felt comfortable enough to interrupt me and ask me if I wanted something to eat. Good stuff. Good stuff. So when you were freely receiving, what were you? Well, you were open-minded. You were a sponge, right? And because of that, you decided to be open-minded and as honest as we could be in the beginning and willing, right? What that does is it cracks a door open a little bit. Maybe lets a little ray of sunshine through, and it creates hope. Now, that maybe, just maybe, this could be for you too. That there's a person standing in front of you that was worse off than you, who did everything that you did, but is standing in front of you, a free person. They walked into the room, you're like, I want what that person has, right? Then we work the program and we become something worth having. That's what we're doing. How do they say it in the big book? They say that we become working members of society again. Same thing, right? So when it's freely given, now the freely given is extremely important. Number one of the paradoxes of the program is you can't keep it unless you give it away. That's the main paradox, one of the main paradoxes of AA. And you got to give it away freely, like it was given to you. You take any money, you take anything, and the deal is off the table. What, you thought you were just going to willy-nilly do whatever the fuck you want to, and that was going to be it with your free will? Well, I don't know. My free will got me here. My free will fucked everything up. So maybe that's not a good decision. Maybe it's not a good decision, right? And I have a lot of people reaching out for the podcast. That Amber Gordon reached out. He's like, I got a sponsee and she wants to tell her story. I'm like, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Thank you. He probably saw me whining on Facebook or something, right? See, my phone's still on Do Not Disturb. I don't know. Oh, no, it's a download. Okay. So once we start to freely give, and I think Amber will agree with me, that's when life fucking gets great. That first part, I wasn't doing much work. Okay. But by the time I get to the fourth step, you got something to offer, man. You got something to offer now. You may not be able to be maybe you can't be a guide yet. I kind of want to get rid of the word sponsor personally, right? Yeah, I know. Not me either. Just to get podcasting, just business stuff. Well, and a little bit of whining. But the joy, the real joy, is on the freely given, and it won't work any other way. There was a deal made. There was a deal made. And the deal was this, that I was willing to go to any length. Not to just stay sober. No. I'm willing to go to any length. That means giving it away. That is part of the any length. Yeah, Amber, absolutely. In the third step promises, that's one of the very first things that starts to go away. You know, actually, it's the ninth step promises, but I find it usually happens in the third step. Why? Because if you're my sponsee, you've been doing a living amends. You've been productive. Yep. Because you took direction and went and cleaned the kitchen like you were supposed to. You walked into the kitchen, you saw it was clean, and it gave you self-esteem. And you didn't feel useless anymore. All right. You got a couple weeks under your belt, maybe a month, and a newcomer comes in, and they're right where you were 2-3 weeks ago, and you can be of more help than me. Yes, you can. Yeah, because you're closer in time. I have 8 years. They may not even believe me. They might, but 3 weeks, a month, yeah, they're going to believe you. Yeah, absolutely you can. Now, and it happens to be on the next page. What happens when we freely give? I like to say it's just the 9th step promises in reverse, because that's what happens. Okay. Because why is it? Because you get to watch. It's like having one day, Amber, you'll experience grandkids, and it's different. It's different, right? So what happens? Well, life will take on new meaning. I didn't have any meaning in my life before. I got to kind of wrap this up because I got to run an errand before the 3 o'clock. I went to the noon, and I wasn't going to go back to 3 o'clock, not for any particular reason, just because I do a lot. But I had to leave during the noon meeting because somebody called me, and yeah. So life will take on new meaning. To watch people recover. Right? But that's not the kicker. Okay. There's always more to see them help others. There's nothing better. I mean, you watch your sponsee start to get better, right? But then when you watch your sponsee become a sponsor, and that sponsee just kind of becomes your friend and a closed mouth friend. So I met with a couple of my sponsees, right? You know, and to watch them start to take on sponsees, and then watching that sponsee say the things that you said to your sponsee. It's a thrill. And it doesn't get old. It doesn't wear out. Unlike that roller coaster I've ridden 500 times, it doesn't wear out. Why? Because their experience is different and I get to watch it. Their life's going to be different. Wow. Here's another fun one. To watch loneliness vanish. To watch it vanish. You want to know? You want to know why that's so cool? Because if they have family members or kids or a wife or a husband, you might be able to see them be reunited. And there's nothing more beautiful than watching a parent get their kids back. No, I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because, it's been an emotional week for everybody, I think. Because it makes me so fucking happy. Yes, it does. And who makes it all possible? Well, our higher power. Lack of power. That was our dilemma. We took care of that. And then all of a sudden, we're not saints, but fuck. Gosh, we're good people. Yeah. All right. I really do need to wrap it up, but you guys know me. Blah, 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 blah. The person I was talking to, I do this with everybody because I always tell, they're like, yeah, okay, so yeah, it was great talking. And I always say, I will keep you, I know, I'll keep you on the phone for 2 more hours because we're having a good conversation. So, okay, I'll let you go. But there's just a lot of information. There's a lot of information. So what's been really neat is that a lot of people have been reaching out to me, and it isn't the whole Dion, you're right, because I have been right. It isn't that I was, anyway, that doesn't matter. What matters, they're saying, what can I do to help? And this is what I get to say. What do you want to do? See, what would you like to do? Because whatever it is you want to do, I can create. That's my job. This person is really good. They are an interior designer. Fuck yeah. And they know how to do it on a budget. So what does that mean? Well, that means that, because if you think I'm going to put up these homes and they're going to be all drab or whatever, no. We're going to feng shui the fuck out of that stuff. You bet. It's got to feel comfortable, nice, safe. It's got to feel safe when you walk in. That's what's so neat. Yeah. You cut hair? Great. We can use you. Writing resumes, learning how to interview, learning how to cook. A lot of people in the program don't know how to cook yet. It's okay. It's okay to learn these things later in life. They don't know how to sew. I know how to sew. I can wrap a mean bobbin, man. You bet. Yeah. Learned how to sew when I was doing LARPing because I made my own clothes for live action role play. Okay, anyway. Now, to see a fellowship grow up about you. But what's even more fun is seeing a fellowship grow up about them. Or, because what happens is your sponsees start to become part of your fellowship. That's the fellowship we create. Now, it's not just a fellowship, it's a family. Amber, she calls it her sponsor family. Yes, they meet once a month. It's a great idea. I think that's fucking awesome. Way to go one extra step. Way to think forward. Yes. All right. To have a host of friends. Now, why would we put that in there? Yeah, me too. I was getting a little hangry. I was getting ready to do this. I'm like, I'm like, sandwich, something. We alcoholics in our sandwiches. Every story in the big book, at least in the first 164 pages, sandwiches, sandwiches, sandwiches and milk, sandwiches and milk, sandwiches and milk. Okay. I don't know that I want a host of friends, but why would we say that? It's the loneliness. But don't take it for popularity. No. This is an experience you must not miss. Agreed. And I know for a fucking fact You don't want to miss it either. We don't. Amber's experienced it. Is it? There you go. I'd ask to speak, but I'm not part of the. I'm just kidding you. Actually, I'm going to be doing. I've been asked to start speaking at some churches and stuff. And I'm going to be asking you folks too. Yep. It'll make more sense when I talk to you about it. But it's all what Pastor Marshall wants to do is start bringing in people from the community that have been through hard things and have solved them. That includes alcoholism, drug addiction, domestic violence, and all these things that we deal with. You bet. Frequent contact with newcomers and with each other is the bright spot of our lives. How many times have you been just an ass? You're being an ass for no reason. No reason. I'm just being an ass today. You go to a meeting, you come out and you're like, oh my God. I'm sorry, significant other. You'll hear this too. My wife has said it. So she's like, Dion, I told you that so many times, but you didn't listen. And I didn't. Why? She wanted something from me. It wasn't until somebody came around that was altruistic and said, Dion, you don't really have anything to offer me except the fact that it doesn't work out there anymore. So why don't we do this? Why don't we make you somebody worth having? And I was on board for that. And I stole it. I got it from my sponsor. That's what he used to say to me. Dion, you got to be worth something having first. And I loved my wife so much, I was willing to do that for me. Yeah. All right. I don't like being late to meetings, so I'm going to go. Maybe I'll see you at the 3 o'clock. Maybe I won't. I don't know. So, I love you. Peace out. Before I go, Amber, we've been through some shit in the last year, right? I'm glad we're still friends. I'm really glad. I want you to know I love you a lot. Okay? And if you were gone, I would miss you tremendously. So I just want you to know I love you. And thank you for backing me and having my back and allowing me to be me. I appreciate that. I love you all.